Let's get started, folks. Thank you all for attending today and really appreciate you joining this joint webinar by PC Bennett Solutions and Big Commerce. We are really thrilled to be having this joint webinar today and to really focus on how boosting a business's e-commerce game can lead to really great efficiencies in their operations and allow them to make better decisions for their organization. We have a lot of businesses have experienced great success and growth when they streamline their processes through having partners like PC Bennett and Big Commerce. So I'd love to get into the nitty gritty of where we can help you thrive in today's online economy. So to start, I'd love to pass the baton over to Ryan Lee, who will be representing Big Commerce on today's call.
Awesome. Thank you, Shreddy. And thanks for having me here today, PC Bennett team. And hi, everybody on the webinar today. So my name is Ryan, and I work at BigCommerce. I'm the channel account manager who work closely with the PC Bennett team on behalf of the Acumaticus and BigCommerce partnership. And together we have assisted many joint customers across many industries, and especially around the automotive industry. And I had the pleasure to join the PC Bennett team at many large industry focus events in the last couple of years, such as SEMA and PRI. Very happy and excited to be part of the webinar today and to be able to introduce BigCommerce and the success we have had with PC Bennett team as well. So for everyone who's not familiar with BigCommerce, I would like to share a bit more about us in very high levels. BigCommerce is an e-commerce platform supporting all stages of e-commerce growth. We focus on serving both B2C and B2B businesses. BigCommerce has a direct integration with Acumaticus, where together we provide an end-to-end solution for many of our shared clients, and especially in the automotive industry. So the strategy is to provide a flexible and very cost-effective solution where businesses can rely on for a more future growth of their business, right? So hoping to bring more value to everyone who's on the call today, and happy to answer all the questions later. So I'll pass it back to Shadi for an introduction at PC Bennett.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. And so, like Ryan said, my name is Strati Moustakis. I am the content marketing specialist at PC Bennett. And my focus here is really creating valuable content that's focused on educating potential clients of ours on the benefits of leveraging Acumatica, the cloud-based ERP. And Acumatica really ties all aspects of one's business into a single ERP solution that's built on the cloud. A little bit more about who PC Bennett is. We're a technology solutions provider with decades of experience with implementing ERPs, and we have a segment of our business that also specializes in building e-commerce websites. We're one of the founding partners of Acumatica, so needless to say, we're incredibly well educated in how to craft bespoke ERP solutions that are tailored to your business's precise needs. Our founder and CEO, Patricia Bennett, as well as our COO, Tim O'Sullivan, both were key players in some of the first Acumatica implementations. And we have been focused on Acumatica exclusively as an offering for more than a decade now. As we go through this webinar, you're going to begin to see that some of our experts, namely Nathan Newberg, who will be in the driver's seat for much of this call, are incredibly well trained and educated on how to set up your ERP and e-commerce integrations to ensure that your online storefront is built for success. With that said, the reason we're here today is to dive into how taking your storefront online can revolutionize your business and create tremendous results. One example of that for both PC Bennett and Big Commerce working together is the story of a company called Van Cafe. So I'd love to transition over to Ryan, who can talk a little bit more into Van Cafe's journey.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Trent, again for bringing Van Cafe. What's our success customer story here? So before we start to talk about Van Cafes, I would like to provide a little bit more, background information about Van Cafe. So Van Cafe, part of Rocky Mountain Westie, is a company out of Fort Collins, Colorado, that manufactures and sells aftermarket OEM van parts and accessory. Since they started in 1992, they have created some of the top-selling ladders, bumpers, swing-away carriers, and some other accessory, including the very first DIY Subaru conversion kit on the market. Approaching about 2018, they purchased an OEM warehouse and expanded their offering really rapidly. And then this continued to grow and really expand their operation, making more accessory for a wider variety of vehicles, and even now working on sprinters and camper vans too. So as they grow over time, they realize that using their current system, which are Volution for the e-commerce piece and then QuickBooks on the day-to-day operations, those tools aren't just enough for at their growth is a fast pace. So the Van Cafe team was led to PC Bennett and Acumatica. They needed an ERP solution which is powerful enough to scale with the fast grow and also allow them to greater functionality and insight to their business compared to the QuickBooks system they're using. Um, so after they implemented the ERPs with PC Bennett, they needed to find the e-commerce solution, which is to replace Volution, which Volution was quite outdated, and Van Cafe simply outgrown the system again, and at a much faster pace that they ever have anticipated. So they began to look for a new option on the e-commerce side, and BigCommerce become a very clear choice for them as well too. And so BigCommerce were implemented, integrate directly to Acumatica, and that's allow, data flows freely from one system to another's. I'm talking about, back end from the ERP side and then the front end from the e-commerce side. And on top of that, the connectors is built and maintained by Acumatica themselves, which eliminates all the dependency that you have to think of when it involved with third-party integrations and reduce a lot of confusion and frustration when things aren't go the way they're supposed to. So when PC Bennett team and the BigCommerce team implemented the whole entire ERPs and e-commerce system for Van Cafe saw an immediate, jump in both their operations and their sales. The team at Van Cafe have seen a much greater efficiency in the operation side of things, a much better data flow between the two systems, which result in a whopping 119% increase in revenue in one quarter. So, but a simple integration between e-commerce and ERP is just sometimes isn't enough. So there need to be a greater cart to cash process in place to ensure all the efficiency are up to bars, right? Which again will maximize the investment that Van Cafe have made to this system. And I would like to put the mic back to Nathan here, who will talk more about the actual cart to cash process of on the webinar today.
Thank you, Ryan. Hi, everyone. My name is Nathan Newberg. I'm technical sales engineer here at PC Bennett Solutions. I've been here just over 2 years, and before that, I was an Acumatica end user, so I know where you all are sitting. I was responsible for choosing the ERP we'd use for the company I worked for, and in doing my due diligence, I came across Acumatica and fell in love. So much so, I wanted to share that experience with all of you and as many people as I could. And now I get to be here to talk about why. So these days I spend most of my time talking with interested businesses and decision makers and introducing them to the Acumatica product and community. I get to give demonstrations and webinars and propose implementing digital transformation solutions for increased efficiency, enabling visibility and data intelligence. And today I get to take you on a hot lap of the application and its integration with BigCommerce. And again, thanks for spending your valuable time with us. Shadi, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Nathan. And I think what we're going to dive into now is a little bit more of a robust demonstration of the cart to cash process. And it's basically a 9-step track that PC Bennett has really set out and laid out for our clients of how they can create a successful e-commerce solution that also ties into their Acumatica ERP. And so, Nathan, I think you want to go a little bit more into the detail here of what these steps look like and also dive into a bit of a demo of Acumatica so we can really show those on the call what it looks like and kind of get that nitty-gritty insight.
Yep, I will. Thank you, Strati. So if you're asking what Acumatica does at the core and what we do at PC Bennett, we take analog businesses and digitize them. What we call an analog business might not be the same as you're thinking. So think of a business that has silos of data. They're not connected to each other. Maybe you've got a separate CRM, you've got financial software, you might have warehouse management, or even have an e-commerce front-end website. But if it doesn't talk to your back-end software seamlessly, to us, that's still an analog business. You're still keying in orders, passing a lot of paper around the office, probably spending a lot of time on the phone answering customers' questions, where's my package? So the first thing we do is integrate all of those silos of data into one system. We move these analog businesses into secure and modern technology, and then we can truly realize the digital transformation by making the data actionable. Nowadays, you can be traveling light with just your phone, or maybe you're working from home or a salesperson on the road. With Acumatica, you can still watch all those KPIs and dashboards, gauge your business's metrics, make decisions wherever you are, and take action. Acumatica was born in the cloud. We're inherently a web-based system at the core, very integratable. And what we do is to make our customers future-proof, or as much as possible, bringing in business resiliency, connecting the processes, making integrations to those external systems and data silos, and making sure there's complete remote collaboration between all of the employees and the external relationships with customers and vendors. And that's what we do makes it so satisfying. What we see when we look at Van Cafe and hope to show you today is that with a properly functioning and integrated e-commerce website, your business can go from 0 to 60 and achieve a tangible ROI faster than you might think. They saw those big numbers in the first 3 months after going live. I'm going to show you the proven process that works. Before the lights go out and away we go, let's talk about what that process is. So cart to cash is the fully digitized back-end process that covers everything from displaying inventory online to receiving the orders your customers place, securely processing the card payments, and then distributing or manufacturing and then distributing those orders. And for B2B clients, it can include all of your invoicing and AR. That's accounts receivable. And then we need to, of course, deposit those payments and reconcile them. So Acumatica at its core, being a financial suite, is very strong in that category. So you can have complete visibility and, of course, actionable intelligence. So now we're going to focus on the inventory, ordering, and payment portion of the systems. So we are displaying near real-time inventory online. It's important to have a tight integration. All of the inventory items, the facets of those items, the quantities that you have in stock, all of that needs to be in sync and up to date across your systems so that you have no stockouts and you have successful ordering processes. So I'm going to switch over to our Acumatica application here and dive into a little bit about the setup. So Acumatica and BigCommerce, obviously, being a first-party integration, are very tightly integrated. We can take a look at the entity settings here, and if I sort my list to those which are real-time supported, you can see that stock items and non-stock items, all of your inventory item data, images, descriptions, stock levels, all of that is always in sync and updated. That's stock items and non-stock items. Your product availability, obviously very important. If you're working with multiple online stores, that can be something of a challenge to keep all of those entities in sync. And then, of course, downloading the orders, that all happens automatically. You don't need to key in orders anymore. All of the data that your customers enter when they're placing the order gets automatically imported into Acumatica. New customers get created on the fly, so you can track the sales to those customers. And then after the order is produced and shipped, the shipment data syncs back to BigCommerce so that all of your customers get the tracking information and data they need to keep an eye on their packages and see them coming in. So When we need to know what's going on in Acumatica, we have the out-of-the-box Commerce Sync Monitoring Dashboard. I've set that as my home page. Now, dashboards are a kind of a buzzword, but this is real-time live data in your ERP, driving all of these KPIs and visualizations so that everything you see on the screen is happening now. If you take a note, we've got a couple of custom widgets down here at the bottom that show our e-com sales orders today and shipments confirmed today. So it's a slow day so far, but we're hoping to change that. Another great feature of Acumatica is if you're taking orders offline, your customers can actually see those orders in the BigCommerce platform. As part of the integration, we can push up offline orders too. So maybe you've got customers who are placing orders online. Sometimes they call in. They want to have that unified view of all their transactions in one place, keep track of everything in one view. All right. So what happens when the order is placed? So we've got a complete order workflow mapped out in implementation. All of this happens through the implementation process. Our subject matter experts go through business process reviews and an in-depth understanding of your business, map out the workflow so that everything flows smoothly. All of the orders that are taken online are synced into Acumatica automatically. You get immediate visibility, and even multiple workflows for different types of scenarios are available. I'm going to flip over to BigCommerce. We have our example website here. This is just a demo site, so it's a little sparse. Yours probably will look a lot better. But if you note down at just below our banner here, we have some featured products. Now, these featured products came from Acumatica directly. They were added in Acumatica and then pushed up to BigCommerce. You don't have to maintain those records in two places. You make a change in one system and it updates the other. I'm going to take a look at this ram air intake system, one of our featured products. And if you note, we have a SKU. This is going to be something universal between Acumatica and BigCommerce and enables us to keep things in sync. And take a note of the current stock level. So we have 95 of those available. Again, product availability coming straight from Acumatica. Let's switch back over to Acumatica and see how that item looks in our Acumatica stock items screen. So over here on the Attributes tab, you can see the images. If I add one here, it gets pushed up to BigCommerce. On the Description tab, we're able to use rich text and even images and HTML to format the description in a really pretty way so that this looks great on your website. And even on the native e-commerce tab, which comes with the integration, we can designate the item visibility as featured, and that's what makes it pop up there on the front page of our website. So a lot of control over the items and what appears there right within one system. If we take a look at the item's allocation details, this is one of the inquiries in Acumatica, comes out of the box. We can see how the item is allocated in our ERP software. So we do have 99 on hand, but only 95 of those are available for shipping. And why? Because some of them are already allocated to existing sales orders and shipments in the system.
And so Nathan, just to confirm, so if a customer does place an order online, that is the screen in which we'd see when that inventory is reserved, just to ensure that like people who are using the system aren't double selling products.
Great question. So Acumatica has what are called order types. So if we take a look at some of the order types in Acumatica, One of those is sales orders with allocation. So this is something often used when we're integrating with an e-commerce website. Obviously, you don't want to sell the same product twice or the same unit twice. If you've only got one in stock, you've taken a payment from your customer, that you want to reserve that inventory for that customer and not have a chance of disappointing someone after placing their order, finding out that it was out of stock. So using this type of order in Acumatica, we can immediately reserve the inventory. As soon as the order comes down, the inventory gets allocated to that particular sales order and becomes unavailable for others. So let's talk a little bit about the cart to cash process, and that usually includes processing payments. So as we saw, or as we talked about, BigCommerce is an e-commerce solution and is capable of taking payments right in the website. And you can process those payments right online in BigCommerce's payment process, or we can do that in Acumatica, where secure tokenized payment data is downloaded and auto-synced with the order. Let's take a moment and actually place an order for one of these items. I'm going to go ahead and add it to my cart. If I click the proceed to checkout, I'm going to re-log in. I'm a returning customer today named Josh. Verify my shipping address, shipping method. Everything looks good. I'm getting my discount on BigCommerce. I'll process my payment. And again, this is securely done through authorize.net. Payment gets downloaded to Acumatica with the order. So there we go. We've got an order number 221. Let's jump back to Acumatica and see what goes on there. So in our demo business, we're processing credit cards directly in Acumatica using the out-of-the-box authorize.net integration. Again, this Acumatica has integrations with multiple payment processors, and we're able to integrate with many of the major processors available. So if the out-of-the-box doesn't work for you, or there are other features in other integrations, we can certainly take advantage of those. So if I refresh my dashboard here, let's jump over to our sync history screen. All right, there we go. So we can see we've got a new sales order, number 221, and the associated payment automatically synced down to Acumatica. That's the order we just placed. It wasn't there before. So now that it exists in the system, we can start looking at that particular sales order and see what came with it. Again, no more double data entry, no more rekeying inventory items or customer records. We can even take advantage of some of the Acumatica features and take an opportunity to reach back out to the customer and make a cross-sell or an upsell suggestion to that customer. If we take a look over at the down here at the inventory availability, we can see that right on the sales order screen, we can see what's available in Acumatica and what's been allocated. I'm not using the SA order type in this instance, so we're waiting to allocate the inventory on this one. We can take a look at the shipping tab and the addresses, make sure that all of the address data looks good. Our discount came over from BigCommerce, so all of your accounting gets updated and stays in sync. Any existing shipments would appear here on the sales order with a direct link to those, so you can jump back and forth if need be. And if we look over at the payments tab, you can see that the prepayment credit card came with the sales order. Now, in Acumatica, you can manually capture the payment, but you don't necessarily need to. In our system, we've got an automation set up so that anytime a credit card is received, we can take a look at the credit card processing for sales processing screen. So you'll note here we can capture or validate the card payment. We can do this for payments in bulk. If we have multiple payments or this is happening regularly throughout the day, we can even add an automation schedule. If we take a look at the schedule history here for the particular automation schedule we have set up, here's today's date. We've validated the card and captured the card payment, all without any user intervention. So we can have those automations set up on a schedule running as quickly as every minute, and use conditions and filter values to make sure that the ones we want to be processed on schedule are done. And then we can set other parameters. So maybe some of those we want to have a little more hands-on approach to.
And Nathan, just to confirm, is there a process in which we can automate that the card is only charged once the order is shipped? I know some businesses tend to operate in that way, so just want to see if that's possible in this solution.
Yeah, that's a great question too. So maybe you want to verify the inventory. Maybe you're shipping a back order, so you don't want to charge until it ships. Maybe you're a make-to-order business, and you take an order for a kit online, and you want to make sure that all the parts are together and ready to go before you ship out that order. You want to charge the card at the time of shipment. That certainly can be done in Acumatica with the out-of-the-box processing. Let's switch back to our slide deck here. Now, we're going to focus on the fulfillment and logistics part of things. So after the order is synced into Acumatica, what happens next? You're going to probably review the inventory, send a notification out to the warehouse, maybe print some documents for them to work on, and then handle all of the shipping and logistics directly in your ERP. Let's jump back to Acumatica. We'll go into our most recent sales order. Here it is. So we've got the inventory in stock. We're ready to ship it out. We can create the shipment record in Acumatica automatically. We can also use the Acumatica quick process to take multiple steps and actions right from the sales order screen all at once, including printing the pick list. We can print with the included device hub. So I can print anywhere in the warehouse, and you can do this from anywhere in the world, being cloud connected. Or we can do this in bulk using our process orders screen. We can take a look at our process orders screen here. We've got an action set for create shipment, a number of other actions we can automate or process in bulk. If I filter my list starting today, we can see our sales order from today. If I hit the process all button, it's going to go ahead and create the shipment record for all of the orders listed on the screen. And again, anywhere you see this little clock icon, these steps in Acumatica can be completely automated, not requiring any user intervention. So there we go. We have our shipment created. Now, the next step would be to print out some sort of document or even use our wireless barcode scanning wireless warehouse management system to do automated paperless picking. Wave and batch picking also available. So if you're processing multiple orders at once, this is something you can use the native mobile apps to do right from your tablet device or phone. Native mobile apps for iOS and for Android. Okay, so if we take a look at our shipments screen, there's our open shipment. We can print the pick list from here, or again, Acumatica has a processing screen for that as well. So we can do these in bulk, or we can automate this step too. So once the shipment's created, pick list comes out on the printer automatically. All right, there we go. Let's take a look back at the shipping screen, shipping tab of the shipment. So with Acumatica's out-of-the-box integrations with shipping carriers, we can connect to those carriers and shop for rates at the time of shipment. So maybe you want to wait and decide which is the most economical way to ship that day. You can see Acumatica uses secure APIs to connect to your common carriers. With your credentials, download your negotiated rates, and then we can select the most economical way right from there. Maybe we want to verify that the address is a shippable one. We want to make sure it's not a residence, or if it is, we want to include that residential delivery charge so that we can take a look right within a map view right in Acumatica. So the next logical step would be the pick, pack, and ship process. Acumatica, again, has automated ways of doing that. A little out of the scope of our discussion for today, so we'll save that for another time. If you want to learn more about that, we'd be happy to hear from you. Let's jump back to our slide deck. So there we talked about how the shipment document gets created. We can accumulate the items. If we need to manufacture them, we can do that. Then Acumatica has a full manufacturing suite with bills of materials and routing, production orders, and fulfillment.
Nathan,
once the orders, yeah.
One question I do have regarding this process is, some of the people on this call may have complex catalogs of inventory. And so, for example, that Ram air intake system that you brought up earlier was for like model year 2018 to 2021. How do we ensure that we're not necessarily sending the piece that's for, let's say, 2015 to 2017 instead of 2018 to 2021?
Great question. Obviously we have barcodes on the pick list, so we can scan those and not need to enter those values manually. Shipment number, which associated addresses, the item numbers and locations of those items in the warehouse. If it's not correct, we won't be able to confirm the package. Also, you can take advantage of Auto Fitment Plus, an exclusive PC Bennett offering. It's an enhancement we wrote as a software software vendor for Acumatica, where you can filter your list of items based on the year, make, and model of your intended vehicle. So make sure to ship out the right part the first time, minimize those returns, and obviously increase customer satisfaction. So the next part, let's go ahead and actually process the shipment. I'll do this through the user interface. Again, this can all be done through the mobile app or a computer on your shipping dock. We're going to scan the item into the selected package. And we can do that just by selecting a line item from the shipment. And then now that we have our negotiated rate, we've verified the address. The next step is we can confirm the shipment. Oh, it looks like I need to refresh my screen. When I confirm the shipment, Acumatica calls out to the common carrier using the secure APIs and downloads the tracking number and package information directly there. It looks like I didn't. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. We'll correct the shipment. We want to make sure that we get that great rate that we looked for. Make sure FedEx Ground is selected and save it. Our package is packed. Now we'll try one more time to confirm the shipment. This should bring us down our tracking number. There you go. We got the tracking number, even downloads a label for you to print out on your thermal printer on your warehouse shipping dock. Grab the label, slap it on the box, and then wait for the truck. Another step that can be automated as well. So once you've got packages packed, the system can take care of these steps for you in the background, doing this way for demonstration purpose. Okay, so let's take one more look at our Commerce Sync dashboard. Okay, look, check it out. There we go. We've got our sales order that was downloaded, and we have the shipment that was confirmed today. If we take a look at the sync history, we should see that the sales order and shipment data has been updated in our BigCommerce site. We flip back there. We can see from the customer's view how that looks. We can check on the status of our order. Again, avoiding calls and questions. There we go. We've got order number 221, and we can see that the status is shipped. All these self-serve options that you can offer your customers definitely serve to increase efficiency and satisfaction. And there's our tracking number. So you can see that the customer can track the package on their own without needing to reach out to you for extra information. So that's basically the complete cart to cash flow. The next part applies more to business type businesses, where you might want to generate invoices for your terms customers. You want to manage those accounts receivable. Also functions for accounts payable, handles all of your banking transactions, importing banking transactions and reconciling those. And then, of course, the financial reporting so that you can see the status of your business as it's moving, as it's progressing. Collecting payments and even sales tax accrual and payment. Acumatica can do that out of the box or with some pretty powerful integrations with sales tax accrual and payment processors. So that's basically the flow, and we'd love to take you on a test drive of the application. If you have some questions about some of the other features, we'd love to hear from you, so feel free to contact us. And if there are any questions about what we covered today, I'd be happy to take a gander at those and hopefully answer those for you too.
I believe we also have a little more information on Van Cafe that Ryan was going to share too.
Sure. I'll pass it back to Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Nathan, for that that very detailed kind of go over and showing the process of cart to cash there. I want to cover quickly the last piece of Van Cafe. So as we can see, this whole entire process that Nathan was showing earlier, it's one implemented, mapped out. It's pretty much entirely autonomous for your business to be able to leverage. Another incredible benefit that this whole entire process takes place on a very secure platform that's aligned with the industry best practices, including bank level security and PCI compliance. And this is across from both BigCommerce and Acumatica as well too. So a big, huge improvement from having multiple disconnected system. And for Van Cafe, so besides the 119% increase in revenue, the folks at Van Cafe actually saw some pretty amazing KPIs as well to indicate that their customer also enjoyed this new experience that Van Cafe is implemented throughout, right? Which is about 77% increase in average order volume and almost 25% increase more in orders, right, overall. And the last thing is, Van Cafe isn't the only customers of ours that, have gone through this process, implemented, tested out, and run this. But this is now a very common practice within the market for more business like this to start thinking and beginning the transitioning to a much more streamlined business process, both from back end and the front end. So that's I want to bring it back to strategies to conclude our session today. And then again, with Nathan, happy to answer any question that we all might have.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that, Ryan. And I can say that we did get a couple questions ahead of the webinar today that I just wanted to make sure were addressed. And so, Ryan, this first one's aimed more towards you, which is how does big commerce work with B2B and B2C companies or any marketplaces online, like an Amazon or an eBay or items like that?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, great question. So, but I mentioned before, BigCommerce support both B2C and B2B companies. For the B2B side of things, we offer great B2Bs, functionalities within our B2B's edition. That's including the whole buying experience for having specific price lists, customer groups, and order history. All of that functionality it's in that edition was. For the B2C side, we help our customers sell their products on a different marketplace with direct integration with the Amazon and eBay of the world, and of course many other marketplaces. So whether you are B2C or B2B's business or both, BigCommerce can be the platform of choice for you to grow your business on.
And then also just to verify, someone did ask, is it a full SaaS platform? Is it on-prem or is it partial?
Yeah, so BigCommerce is a full SaaS platform, but even more than that, it's a full open SaaS platform, right? So very easy to be developing things on, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. And then Nathan, I believe there was one more question that I saw regarding Acumatica, and why is it so important to have a connector that's written by Acumatica? Don't other connectors not written by Acumatica also perform the same functions?
Great question. Third-party connectors can perform very well. They can be very powerful and great and add functionality. I think the biggest benefit of having a first-party connector is, as Ryan touched on a little bit earlier, when things don't go perfectly smoothly the first time, being first-party means there's no finger pointing. You don't have a third-party pointing at Acumatica and then Acumatica pointing at the third-party integration.
Great. Well, yeah. So it doesn't look like I see any more questions in the chat. So I'd just like to take a moment to thank BigCommerce for joining us on today's webinar, and also thank everyone who joined the webinar today. If you would like to stay in touch and continue learning about PC Bennett and BigCommerce, you can email PC Bennett at sales@pcbennett.com, or you can email Ryan if you have BigCommerce related questions directly at ryan.lee@bigcommerce.com. So again, thank you all very much, and I appreciate everyone attending today. Have a great day.